What's up, you guys? It's Cody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Square again. I love this stock, man. I just can't stop talking about this stock because it is so powerful. I see so many people using those little Square reader chips, and I think this is an absolute game changer for small businesses. There's so many people out there who are in their own line of business, who are contractors, or they're self-employed, or they're running small businesses, or they're in this position where they don't need a full point of sale system that they use at like Target or Walmart, like grocery stores, right? Like you're not gonna have this full-blown like scanner system or like a cash register or whatever. Like the ability to be able to process payments on your phone with or even without the Square Reader app now. I mean, you can literally just type in the card and it will give you exactly what you need. You can process payments that way as long as you've got the app. I mean, this is an absolute game changer. I used it at my barbershop the other day. Guy said, hey, I'm going to, pay via Square. It was a new guy that hadn't been there before, but he said, hey, we're going to pay via Square. I gave him my credit card. He processed the payment and that was it. And I just, it made me really think, wow, this company is absolutely changing the name of what small businesses and contractors and just these independent contractors can do, right? Think about all the people out there who are running, food trucks or barbershops or doing lashes. My wife did eyelash extensions for a while. Like she used it. There's so many people out there who are using this company, and I just think there's too much opportunity here to not take advantage of it. Square is also invested in the Cash App, which is a new service kind of competing with Venmo. Cash App is becoming increasingly popular and I think is going to be one of the most successful platforms in that little niche there. And I think that people are going to be able to use that, especially if we get stimulus checks here in the next little bit. I think a lot of people will be, depositing or using Cash App to kind of move money around in that sense. And that's going to help Square out as well. Again, Square Capital. Square Capital is hard to beat because Square has an inside look at what the consumer and the business is doing, and they see exactly what the numbers look like, and they can make loans based off of that they feel are, one, safe, but also two, are going to produce a high rate of return. So this is absolutely game changing as well. And last but not least, Square is absolutely changing the world in Bitcoin. Jack Dorsey is a huge believer in Bitcoin. For me, I don't know. I'm still kind of skeptical on Bitcoin. It's had a huge run. To be honest, I just don't know that I fully understand that. That's a topic for another video. But for me, I'm kind of just like on the fence about Bitcoin. I don't hate it. I own very little amount of it just by chance, from when I bought it a couple years ago. But it's not something I'm like jumping into. I'm not eager to go and jump into that because I know that there's opportunities elsewhere. However, I do think that there are more and more people getting on board with Bitcoin. And so there's going to be a big demand for people in this arena who want to invest in companies that believe in Bitcoin. Jack Dorsey and Square are obviously big believers in that, and as Bitcoin continues to grow, so will the Square company. So with all that being said, that was a quick little intro into Square. I want to look at the stock price and see where it's going, where I think it will go over the next little bit, and also some plays that I'm thinking about making here on this company if we see another pullback. Before we jump into that though, guys, I appreciate the early thumbs up here on the video. It helps me out the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate you subscribing here to the channel. We're going to jump into Webull here and take a look at the computer. If you haven't gotten your free stocks with Webull, make sure to do that. There's a link down in the description below where you can get 4 free stocks valued up to $21 after depositing $100 into a new account. This is automatically a 21% return. So really, you've got no reason not to do this. Go ahead and do that and you're going to get some free stock. So that being said, let's jump into the computer here. All right, so we had a great day for Square here. If we actually pull this up, we're going to look at the 5-day chart here, and we want to look at the how it's moved on the day. Actually, let's come in here. 1 hour. We're looking at 5 days. And just look at how well this has performed. So at the beginning of the year, January 4th, when the market opened, we were sitting at roughly, $220. This is a stock I talked about back on 12/29 after it had dropped after this previous pullback. So we did see a pullback here, and it dropped down to like this 210 range. So it did drop down to this $210 range, and I did buy some shares there. I bought some shares at 214, bought some as it was going down at 210. I set a limit order, it hit that, and then bounced right back up. So I got super lucky that it hit it just like right at that 210 mark. The low, intraday low, was 209, so I got lucky there and picked up a couple more shares. And it climbed up a little bit, pulled back, climbed up, pulled back, and it's just kind of been steadily rising over the last little bit. And here today, you can see that we jumped up massively. We went from about 226 up to about 237, kind of climbed slowly throughout the day, and right now we're sitting at roughly $240 on the share price. This is absolutely fantastic news. I want to go to this chart here. Look at this growth since April. I mean, it was down to $38 before that. It was sitting at about 85 as a high. Sold off as the pandemic started. and then just climbed and climbed and climbed. And yeah, we're sitting really nicely. So this is like almost an 8x return. If you bought here at the bottom of the market, you're sitting on about 800% gains. So pretty phenomenal there. I think this stock has a lot of room to grow. Honestly, I would not be surprised to see this go even higher. I mean, if we looked up here, you know, there's a good chance this could be 250, 260, 270. I'm estimating, I think honestly, by probably the middle of the year, I'm thinking probably like late summer, it's going to be about 300 with the current growth that we're seeing. I think there's a lot of new money coming into the market. I think Square is going to continue to boom as a lot of new small businesses and independent contractors are using this service and using this company. Their transactional revenue is going to continue to grow. Bitcoin seems like it's not slowing down anytime soon. I mean, there's just too many factors that are really looking up for Square here particularly, and I do think that this will be a company that continues to dominate this financial space. They already have a pretty big market cap, you know, and as you're like in this stage, it's always kind of tough because you're like, man, how far can this company go? Like, you know, 5-10 years ago, thinking about $1 trillion company was like unheard of, right? Well, now Apple's worth like 2.3 trillion or something, so it's like absolutely insane how quickly that can happen. So when you look at Square and you're thinking, okay, this is roughly $100 billion market cap. I think it's just over that now. You're looking at this and you're like, how far can this go? You know, is this a $200 billion company? Is this a $300, a $400, a $500 billion company? And you look at that and you're kind of like, man, I don't know, because like a lot of these other banks, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, like a lot of these other big banks are not even that high. And so you look at this and you look at Square and you're like, okay, it's at 100 billion. Do I think it could go to 300 billion? Do I think it could go to 500 billion? You know, and it's kind of tough to like look at that and see if it's reasonable. But as time goes on, I do think it's there. I think if they continue to execute in the manner that they are, I think they could continue to see massive growth, and I would not be surprised to see this company, you know, be trading at, you know, at a market cap of 300 to 400 billion within like 5 years. I think that's honestly kind of my goal. Probably actually sooner than that. Actually, I take that back. Looking at all the data that I've seen on this company, I would not be surprised to see them be in that $300 to $400 billion market cap within 3 to 4 years. I actually do think it's going to happen a little bit sooner. I'm just very bullish on this, and I think like there's a good chance that could actually happen. So anyways, guys, I won't carry this on any longer. Thank you so much for watching. Get your free stocks with Webull if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up here on the video if you enjoy this content, and don't forget to subscribe. We talk about all things money, stocks, and real estate here on the channel. This is just a quick update on Square. We're going to be talking about NEO. NEO Day is coming up here in a couple days, and super excited about that. The whole EV space is going to explode now that we have Democrats in control in the government. This isn't a political video, but just saying, hey, they're big believers in the EV space. So I think there's going to be some massive growth there, and it'll be exciting to see where that goes for Tesla. Tesla was on an absolute tear today. I just got to show you guys this. Tesla. Wow, this makes me laugh because I mean, like literally back in March, it was sitting at $72. It 10x since March, you know, just in the last 9 months. It's absolutely crazy. But what they did today, let's just look at this. Let's look at a 5-day chart here. Jumped up again, guys. I mean, look at this. Like closed out the day yesterday at about 757-ish. And closed at 8.16 today, and it's up another 1.26% after hours. Absolutely insane. Congratulations to all you Tesla shareholders out there. I'm sure you're sitting very pretty, especially after today's run. We'll see where it goes into the future. But yeah, EV space is going to be massive. I'm just actually really excited about like everything that's going to happen on the stock market. I think there's a lot of big changes coming, and hopefully we are all in a position to be able to capitalize on that. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.